Greetings, everyone. This is Rockland Spot Convention with another installment of Building the Team. Now, something I forgot to mention in the post-sealed video. Never got to do either of those Christmas builds. The 166 point build or the red and green. Every character must be red and or green. Didn't get to do either one because everyone had plans that, just got in the way. These things happen during the holidays, so, Anywho, so this week's build is 500 points. Everyone on the team must be a mutant. So, obviously, I and likely most of the others are going to be running teams almost comprised entirely of figures from House of X. So we got ourselves an X-Men team, which we'll start off with. And first and foremost, we have Elixir. Now, Elixir will likely be showing up in quite a few teams. He's, in the future, he's a healer, and he's got some really high... He's got some good stats on support, so yeah. Anyway, he comes in at 40 points and has the X-Men team ability as well as the Hellfire Club, New Mutants, the 5, X-Force, and X-Men keywords. We got a trait as well, the 5, Elixir. When a friendly character is chosen for the Krakoan Revival trait, after resolutions, heal each character adjacent to them 1 click. That's one thing to keep in mind is that the 5 and the Krakoan Revival figure, the Quiet Council members, at the point levels where they can use Krakoan Revival, work really well together, obviously. So looking at his dial, we've got a few clicks of sidestep on speed, followed by a couple clicks of stealth. Nothing on attack, but that's honestly fine. The big thing to note on attack is those 3 clicks with a 12 attack. On defense, we've got invulnerability, followed by a couple clicks of regeneration. On damage, now you may notice those first few clicks, I'm bragging about the 12 attack, but he's got 0 damage on the same clicks. Well, he has that special power, Omega level healing. Support, but Elixir and his target may be adjacent to opposing characters. When a friendly character uses the X-Men team ability, increase their D6 result by +2. Okay, alright. That gives you a much better chance of avoiding taking a click of unavoidable damage to it, so, that's a plus. And then we have a couple clicks of Exploit Weakness to finish things up, as Elixir can hurt as well as heal. Next up, we've got Armor. Armor was introduced in Joss Whedon's run on Astonishing X-Men. This is her second appearance in HeroClix. The first one being way back in Giant Size X-Men, and it was her full armored out form. Her powers allow her to create a psychic energy exoskeleton. She's been a fan. I would say probably a fan favorite since Astonishing X-Men. So yeah. Anyway, so Armor comes in at 45 points. Has the X-Men team ability as well as the New Mutants, X-Men, and Armor keywords. Looking at her dial, we start off with an activation click because we are totally still in the first few years of the game, which negates that Indomitable. So with that activation click, we have Earthbound Neutralized, which is what negates Indomitable, and Support. So the Support is actually kind of useful because, well, support, but with a 9 attack, unless you get some Perplexers, yeah, I wouldn't risk it. Looking at the dials when it really starts up, we get a couple clicks of Charge on speed, followed by a couple clicks of Sidestep. On attack, we get a couple clicks of Super Strength, followed by a couple clicks of Blades. On defense, we've got Indomitable. Then we have a special power. We help each other. That's what we do, which is her Defend, Invulnerability, and Giant Reach of 2. And yeah, we've got an 18 defense for 3 clicks that she can share, and then a 19 on her last click. Then on damage, we've got a special power on her second and her last click. It's everyone get behind me. It's a stop click. When this click is first revealed, after resolutions, you may place armor in a square within 3 squares and line of fire. Okay. Alright, moving on, we've got Tempest. Tempest is another member of the 5. It's funny, I'm actually using 2 members of the 5 on a team, but no members of the Quiet Council, so yeah, no Krakoan Revival. I'm probably actually going to try and see about doing an X-Men team that includes members of the 5 and the Quiet Council. Anyways, Tempest comes in at 50 points, has the X-Men team ability as well as as the keywords the 5 and X-Men. She also has improved targeting, may make range attacks out of adjacency, including target adjacent opposing characters. Finally, we've got 2 traits. First off is the 5, Tempest. When a friendly character is chosen for the Greco and Revival trait, opposing characters can't use probability control until the end of your next turn. Okay, alright. That's actually very useful, and, well, I kind of feel bad now because I didn't include anyone with Greco and Revival. But, yeah. Next up, we have Unstuck in Time. Probability control, but may use it any number of times per turn, targeting a different character each time. When she uses it, except the first time this turn, after resolution, roll a d6. On a 1 or a 2, deal her 1 unavoidable damage and remove her from the map. If you do, at the beginning of your next turn, an opponent chooses a character on the map. Place her adjacent to that character. So, yeah, it's kind of a crapshoot as to whether or not she can, whether or not to use prob more than once with her per turn. But anyways, looking at her dial, we get a couple clicks of phasing teleport, followed by a few clicks of sidestep on speed. On attack, we get a couple clicks of incapacitate, followed by a couple clicks of pulse wave. On defense, we've got a few clicks of inertial deflection. Then on damage, we open up with nothing, but she clicks into perplex, which that'll be useful later on in the game. It's actually kind of refreshing to have some late dial perplex sometimes, just because, late dial later in the game, you can just be like, okay, well, I'm gonna perplex up that person's attack, so it's it's noteworthy, so they're useful. Anyways, moving on, we've got Douglock. Douglock here comes in at 60 points. He has the X-Men team ability as well as the Excalibur, New Mutants, X-Men, and Robot keywords. We've got 2 traits. First off is Techno-Organic Shifting, which gives him Shape Change and Protected Outwit. Then we have Techno-Organic Replication. When Douglock uses Shape Change, it succeeds. You may choose a standard power the attacker can use, and Douglock can use that power this game. So yeah, he could have practically any power. Anyways, looking at his dial, we've got nothing on speed, nothing on damage. Half of his dial, we've got nothing on attack either. We've got he's got Indomitable on his defense as well as a full dial of toughness, but he can have, honestly, any power is possible, really. So yeah, but he's going to be interesting to use, to say the least. Next up, we've got Iceman. Let me just say, I love this Iceman sculpt. It looks so cool. Pun totally intended. So Iceman here comes in at 65 points. He's got the X-Men team ability as well as the Marauders, X-Factor, X-Men, and Pirate keywords. We've also got a trait, Limbs, Freeze, and Shatter. When an opposing character within 6 squares misses Iceman, give that character a frozen limb token. Characters with 1 or more frozen limb tokens modify attack by -1. When a character with a frozen limb token hits Iceman, remove the frozen limb tokens. Okay. Now looking at his dial, we've got a couple clicks of running shot on speed, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep, followed by a couple clicks of plasticity. I kind of like that. It gets in close, especially with the fact that he's basically very much a close attacker at that point. On attack, we've got a few clicks of Penetrating Psychic Blast, followed by a couple clicks of Poison. On defense, we open up with a few clicks of the special power Ice Shell, which gives him Barrier, Toughness, and Inertial Deflection. Okay. Which is followed up by just plain Toughness. On damage, we open up with a couple clicks of Enhancement, and then we finish up with a couple clicks of Empower. Okay. Alright. Not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. Next up, we've got Captain Britain. This is the Betsy Braddock Captain Britain from the current Excalibur title. But Betsy here comes in at 80 points, has the X-Men team ability, as well as the Excalibur, X-Men, Martial Arts, and Mystical keywords. She has the Excalibur Mystical. She has 2 traits. First off is Excalibur Mystical Protectors. It gives her Mystics, but it only triggers during range attacks. She also has Protected Mystics team ability. Next up, Telepathic Coordination, which grants her leadership. When she uses leadership and succeeds, she may remove an action token from a friendly character within range with the X-Men or Excalibur keyword. So you could have her adjacent to, if you got her adjacent to someone with a matching key, with a keyword that matches up with hers, you can, when you succeed on leadership, you can remove an action token from them, and then you can let's see, her range of 3, but you can then pick another X-Men or Excalibur keyworded character within 3 squares and pull a token off them as well. So that's extremely useful. Well, I'm gonna. Well. Anyway, finally, we've got Old Man Phoenix. Now, I'll be completely honest. Old Man Phoenix is the very first figure I put on this team. I knew right off the bat I wanted to run him. And yeah, that's part of what it took a while to build the team, just because getting everything to add up right, basically, and look like something I would want to play. So Old Man Phoenix comes in at 160 points. He has the Cosmic Power keyword or team ability, as well as the Phoenix Force X-Men Cosmic and Future keywords. We got 2 traits. First off is Mutant Regeneration and Cosmic Resurrection. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6 and heal Old Man Phoenix half the result. That's up to 3 clicks. 3. Next up, the Earth was dead and gone. You should have left it that way. When an opposing character would be KO'd but isn't, after resolutions, give them an unwanted resurrection token. Characters with unwanted resurrection tokens can't heal, evade, or reduce damage. Okay. I have to. I said in my unboxing video that kills Living Legend, but honestly, I'd have to look at that, because I think maybe it doesn't entirely kill it, but they can't. Living Legend can't, with an unwanted resurrection token, can't heal. But I wonder if they still will get to do their initial heal from the Living Legend trait. Anyway, looking at his dial, we've got a full run of a special speed power. This time, nothing on heaven and earth can stop me. Giving Old Man Phoenix Charge of Flurry. Got a full run of Blades. Then we've got a click on defense. We've got a click of Impervious, followed by a block of Invulnerability, then a block of Toughness. And on damage, we have a full run of the special power Righteous Anger is all the fuel I need, giving him Battle Fury and Exploit Weakness. Okay, alright. He's going to be doing a lot of damage, and he is likely. Well, let's see how he plays out. I am looking forward to playing him at some point in the very near future, be it Sunday or be it some other time. But anyways, moving on to our next team. It's an X-Force team. X-Force probably got its biggest bump. At least since the Deadpool and X-Force set. Anywho, so kicking things off on X-Force with Sage. Sage comes in at 40 points, has the X-Men team ability as well as the X-Force and X-Men keywords. She also has the Mutant CIA trait, which gives her stealth, improved movement and improved targeting, ignores hindering terrain, which most of the team is going to have. Looking at her dial, we've got a full run of Sidestep. On speed, on attack, we have a single click of Telekinesis. On defense, we open with a couple clicks of Willpower, followed by a couple clicks of Super Senses. Then on damage, we have a full run of special power Team Logistics and Coordination, which gives her leadership and outwit. Okay, alright. Next up, we've got Psylocke. Psylocke here comes in at 50 points, has the X-Men team ability as well as the Brotherhood of Mutants, the Hand, X-Force, X-Men, Assassin, and Martial Artist keywords. We got 2 traits. First off is the Mutant CIA trait. Then we have Psychic Mind Blade, which gives her Blaze Claw's fangs, and when she hits with a close attack, after resolution, she can use Mind Control at no cost. Now, the trick here is that you can use Mind Control as a close attack. So, you could if she's surrounded, you could mind control one person. If she's adjacent to a whole bunch of opposing figures, you could have her hit one person, and oh, okay, well, mind control. Mind control is close. Oh, I hit with close attack. Mind control is close. Oh, I hit with close attack. Mind control is close. You get the idea. Basically, she could keep doing it. Anywho, looking at her dial, we've got 3 clicks of charge followed by 3 clicks of sidestep. Nothing on attack, but we do have traded blades, so there is that. We open up with a click of willpower followed by a few clicks of combat reflexes, then back to willpower. On damage, we open up with a few clicks of empower followed by a few clicks of enhancement. Okay, alright. So she'll be useful all around, actually. Next up, we've got Beast from the Fast Forces. Beast here comes in at 50 points. He's got the Illuminati, X-Force, X-Men, Animal, and Scientist keywords, as well as 2 traits. He has the Mutant CIA trait, obviously, as well as the trait 5 Steps Ahead. When an opposing character takes a free action, give Beast a planning token. As a free action, remove 2 planning tokens to remove an action token from a friendly character with the X-Men keyword, which everyone on the team has the X-Men keyword, so. And note that it says a friendly character, not another friendly character. Looking at his dial, we got a full run of sidestep on speed, nothing on attack, a full run of toughness on defense, and a full run of outwit on damage. Not too shabby. Most of his, I figure most of his value is in that trait, honestly. Next up, we've got Forge. Forge here comes in at 60 points. He's got the X-Men team ability as well as the X-Factor, X-Force, X-Men, Mystical, Scientist, and Soldier keywords. He's also got the Mutant CIA trait. Looking at his dial, we've got a few clicks of sidestep on speed, followed by a couple clicks of plasticity. On attack, we open up a few clicks of penetrating psychic blast, followed by a couple clicks of precision strike. On defense, we have a couple clicks of toughness. Then on damage, we got a full run of the special power Technopath, which grants him perplex. Excuse me. When he uses the target another character that shares 2 or more keywords with him, he may modify the chosen value, except for damage, by +2 instead. Okay. Yeah, everyone on the team's got X-Force and X-Men, so yeah. He'll be, yeah, he's going to be, he can perplex up everyone by 2 except for damage. Next up, we've got Bishop. Bishop also comes in at 60 points and has the X-Men team ability as well as the Hellfire Club, Marauders, X-Force, X-Men, Detective, Future, and Police keywords. Now, unlike the rest of the team, unlike most of the rest of the team, he does not have the Mutant CIA trait as he's from a previous incarnation of X-Factor. Though, so is Psylocke, but, well, yeah. Bishop also has 2 traits. First off is Absorb Energy. When he's targeted by a range attack after resolutions, heal him 1 click and remove an action token from him. Now, note that it says targeted and not hit. So if the attack misses, he's still good to go. Next up is Death and Disappearance Investigations. When a standard friendly character with the X-Men keyword is KO'd, Bishop can use probability control until the end of your next turn. Okay, alright. Next up, we've got a couple clicks of Outwit, followed by a few clicks of... Look at his dial, we have a couple clicks of Running Shot, followed by a couple clicks of Sidestep. On attack, we have a couple clicks of Penetrating Psychic Blast. Defense, we've got Indomitable, so built-in willpower, hooray. A couple clicks of Toughness, followed by a few clicks of Super Senses. And then on damage, we have a couple clicks about Wit, which it's not a commonly seen power on him, but it does work. He can be crafty. Moving on, we've got Domino. Domino also comes in at 60 points, has the X-Men team ability, as well as the X-Force, X-Men, Assassin, and Spy keywords, and the Mutant CIA trait. Looking at her dial, we've got a few clicks of Running Shot, followed by a few clicks of Sidestep. We got a few clicks on attack of the special power Plant-Based Krakoan Arm Cannon, which allows her to choose one of the following as a free action: Energy Explosion, Incapacitate with 2 targets, or Penetrating Psychic Blast. She can use that till the end. She can use that power the chosen power this turn. Then we got on defense a few clicks of combat reflexes followed by a few clicks of super senses. On damage, we have a few clicks of probability control followed by a few clicks of close combat expert. Yeah, I wish she had. I wish that her probability control was traded, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get here. Next up, we've got Marvel Girl. Marvel Girl comes in at 80 points, has the X-Men team ability, as well as the Phoenix Force, Quiet Council, X-Factor, X-Force, X-Men, Cosmic, and Reloaded keywords, and improved targeting ignores characters. She also has a trait, Crack Home Revival, when we'll get to that after I finish looking at the rest of the team. Looking at her dial, we get a few clicks of running shot, followed by a couple clicks of sidestep. On attack, we start off alternating between telekinesis and energy explosion before just settling into energy explosion for the last 2 clicks. Defense, she's got Indomitable, so built-in willpower. She's also got a few clicks of initial deflection, followed by a couple clicks of super senses. On damage, we open up with the special power Psychic Backlash. Outwit. When a friendly character with the X-Men keyword is targeted by Outwit, after resolutions, roll a d6. On a 4 through 6, deal the opposing character that used Outwit 1 penetrating damage. Okay, alright. But she alternates between that and probability control. Okay, alright. I think a lot of her point cost is wrapped up in the Crack Home Revival trade, honestly. Finally, we've got Wolverine. This is Wolverine from Moira McTaggart's 9th lifetime, where she worked alongside Apocalypse, and well, so did Wolverine. Comes in at 100 points. He's got the Horseman, X-Force, X-Men, and future keywords, as well as improved movement, ignores hidden terrain. We also have a trait, Adamantium-laced bones and mutant healing factor. Grants him toughness as well, and then he takes a maximum of 3 damage from attacks, and at the beginning of your turn, he heals a click. Now, looking at his dial, we did a couple clicks of charge, followed by a click of sidestep, 2 more clicks of charge, another click of sidestep, and 1 final click of charge. On attack, we open up with a few clicks of Precision Strike, then we get a few clicks of Blades, Claws, Fangs, and then back to Precision Strike. Defense, he's got Indomitable. Open up with a couple clicks of Combat Reflexes, followed by a long block of Super Senses. On damage, we open up with a pretty decently sized block of Exploit Weakness, followed by a few clicks of Battle Fury. Okay, that'll be useful, especially against anyone with Shape Change. So now, looking at the Crack Home Revival trait. For all characters with this trait, when a friendly standard character with the X-Men keyword at a lower point value will be KO'd by an opposing effect, you may instead choose to turn that character to a starting click for this game, and place them adjacent to a friendly character that can use this trait. If you do, your opponent scores that character and generates a bystander on this card of their choice, adjacent to any of their characters. Your opponent then scores 10 points for every bystander they generated this game via this trait, regardless of source. Your options on the bystanders, we have a Skinless Assassin. He's got Flurry, Blades, Claws, Fangs, Combat Reflexes, and Shape Change. PhD Ape with Charge, Quake, Toughness, and Perplex. Then we've got Horde Culture with Sidestep, Incapacitate, Defend, and Support. Then Phobos Armor with Force Blast, Energy Explosion, Impervious, and Outwit. And finally, then we got Orca Soldier with Running Shot, Penetrating Psychic Blast, Initial Deflection and Enhancements, and then Coven Akaba with Stealth, Precision Strike, Barrier, and Probability Control. Okay, alright. Not too shabby. Should be noted that the Orcus Soldier, Coven Akaba, Phobos Armor all have 6 range, while Horde Culture has 4. But yeah, that is it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comments which team you think I should run. Yeah, links to my Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying live long and rock hard.